The story follows a young urban explorer, Elias, who discovers a series of hidden patient journals in the basement of the long-abandoned Blackwood State Hospital. The journals aren't filled with medical notes, but with identical sketches of a tall, featureless man, the patients called the architect. As Elias delves deeper into the wards, he realizes the hospital wasn't built to treat the ill, it was designed as a geometric trap. The layout of the hallways shifts when the sun goes down, and the chilling secret is that the patients never actually died, they became part of the building's architecture itself. The climax reveals that the faint scratching sounds explorers hear in the walls aren't rats, but the rhythmic tapping of hundreds of fingers trying to signal for help from behind the plaster. Instead of just being a place where ghosts are seen, the hook is that the building itself is alive. Or rather, it's a machine. Elias, your protagonist, finds an old blueprint in the archives that doesn't match the building he's standing in. As he explores, he realizes that the hallways are moving, subtly changing angles until he's no longer in a hospital, but inside a giant stone and mortar ribcage. The architect isn't just a ghost. He was the hospital's lead designer in the 1920s who believed that suffering could be harvested through specific geometric shapes. He didn't want to cure patients. He wanted to use their fear to power a ritual that would make the architect, Arthur Penhaligon, wasn't just a builder. He was an occultist. He believed that specific angles and proportions could trap human souls. The hospital was his great work. The chilling secret is that the hospital is a living entity that requires a constant cycle of tenants to maintain its physical form. After hearing Nurse Thorne's recording, Elias decides to test her claims. He takes a ball of heavy twine, ties it to the heavy iron radiator in the lobby, and begins to walk down the main corridor of the West Wing. According to the signs on the wall, the hallway should be 100 feet long. But as Elias walks, he passes the 200-foot mark. Then 300. He looks back, and the lobby, the only exit, has shrunk into a tiny, distant pinprick of light. The twine in his hand goes taut. He pulls on it, expecting to feel the weight of the radiator, but the line is limp. When he reels the twine back in, the end isn't snapped, it's fused. The fibers of the rope have been physically integrated into a piece of old, yellowed hospital wallpaper. The building didn't just cut the line, it absorbed it. Elias panics and turns into the nearest room, the head surgeon's office. Inside, the thumping heartbeat is deafening. On the desk lies a fresh blueprint. It isn't drawn in ink, but in what looks like charcoal, or ash. The blueprint shows a figure standing exactly where Elias is currently standing. The figure in the drawing has no face, and its limbs are elongated, stretching out to touch the four corners of the room. Across the bottom of the page, in elegant 1920-style calligraphy, it reads, "The cornerstone is not made of rock, but of the one who witnesses the design." As Elias reads this, the door behind him doesn't slam, it simply ceases to exist. The wood grain of the door merges with the plaster of the wall, until the surface is smooth and unbroken. He is no longer in a room. He is inside a sealed stone box that is slowly, rhythmically beginning to pulse. Trapped in the windowless room with no door, Elias realizes the walls are vibrating in time with his own heartbeat. He isn't just in the hospital, he is being synchronized with it. He remembers the nurse's recording. The geometry is finally aligning. Elias grabs the architect's drafting tools from the desk. He realizes the only way to create an exit is to rewrite the room. Using his own blood as ink, he begins to draw a door on the wall, following the impossible angles he saw in the architect's blueprints. As he completes the sketch, the plaster begins to crack and peel, following his lines. The wall doesn't break, it unfolds like origami. He lunges through the opening and falls onto the damp grass outside. He is back at the front gates. The sun is rising. Shaken, Elias returns home and begins editing the footage for his channel. But as he reviews the found footage from the head surgeon's office, he notices something he missed in the moment. In the reflection of the office window, he doesn't see himself. He sees a tall, featureless figure in a 1920s suit, the architect, standing directly behind him, guiding his hand as he drew the door. Elias looks up from his computer at the wall of his own apartment. There, in the corner of his ceiling, is a small, fresh crack in the plaster. It's shaped exactly like the geometric seal from the Asylum. The final shot of the video is a slow zoom into that crack. From the darkness within, you hear the faint, unmistakable clink of a typewriter.